Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Anime Gourmands. We are your Anime Gourmands, Kevin, Tanner, and Angel, kind of, from beyond.
From the beyond.
Tanner, how you doing?
Good. It is a nice bright day outside. It's not like the evening like we usually record.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe that's also throwing me off because I can actually see my surroundings because I, live in darkness.
Indeed. Of course.
You have a good Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, it was good. I feel like I've had a planned activity every single day for the past week.
Yeah.
Which I've been okay with so far, but I am simply waiting for the day that I go, I'm so burnt out on all this.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to go home and do nothing. I don't know. I feel like I had something tomorrow, but I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely think I had something tomorrow. Oh well.
Apologies in advance
to whomever I made these plans with.
We got to work on our Blue Lock project eventually too.
Indeed, you proposed this to me, and I initially had no clue what you were talking about.
Tanner had never watched a soccer game in his life.
I'm not in the know of sports enough to know what the term color commentary is.
Don't worry about it. To be fair, I think it's probably a borrowed term. They bring color with their voice. I think it comes from the radio days.
Okay.
Well, Tanner, we're not here to talk about sports. We're not here to talk even a little bit about sports. There's no sports in these anime we've got in the wild card. We selected last week an observation log of My Fiancée Calls Herself a Villainess, Go For It Nakamura-kun, Nippon Sangoku, The Three Nations of the Crimson Sun, and we didn't select it, but, we added, after the fact, Kill Blue.
A surprise edition.
Inspired by you posting the intro to us.
Yes.
I think it looked very interesting. So why don't we go ahead? Let's start with Villainess. Angel, first things first. Did you like it?
You know what? I did. Wasn't bad.
Were you surprised you liked it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's a refreshing take on the Villainess genre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting because there's reincarnation happening, but the main character is not the one being reincarnated. I think that's what's keeping it from being another Villainess show,
And it's just enough to keep you, or at least keep me interested.
Mm-hmm. So for people who like Villainess shows, but maybe are getting a little tired of them, this maybe wasn't on their radar. How would you describe this show to pique their interest?
How would I describe this show?
Yeah, what's the show about?
Okay. You just have the main MC, right?
Mm-hmm. The prince.
As a general summary, I would just say MC is just a bystander to the isekai madness going on around. And I feel that should be enough of a hook to at least get someone interested in this show.
I think I watched episode 1 and I really thought, man, Angel made a mistake. Like the beginnings of episode 1, they start as kids.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, dude, Angel fucking hates kids, man. If there's a whole arc. Now, luckily for you, they progress in age very quickly. By episode 3, they're practically young adults, right?
Yeah.
But very early on, I was like, oh man, Angel, this might be a 1 episode watch and drop for Angel, but apparently not. I think it's very interesting, this perspective, right? The prince he just wants something to break the monotony, I guess, of being a royal who can get and do whatever he wants. And he is an actual genius, so he gets bored by everything because, fencing, picks it up immediately. He's creating never before seen math theorems to solve problems. dude's a literal genius, right? So to get this perspective, I think is nice. They introduce the like non-villainess, the heroine as they call it, briefly, but who also is an isekai uh, person who is familiar with the world, right? So this is another one of those get isekai to the world of an otome game, but like you said, the perspective of the prince I think is interesting. Angel, is there anything you want to say regarding, I don't know, like, do you have a favorite character in the show?
Let's see. I'm gonna have to look at their name.
Personally,
I think it's Bertia for me.
Bertia, the
Yeah.
villainess.
Yeah.
I do like that she has this almost like twisted plan
Yeah.
of converting her father into a villain.
And the way the father, was it the father who was dissing the prince?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
like unwittingly, you know, like he is speaking his truth, not realizing that he's practically insulting the prince. Yeah, the villainess is cool. For me, Zeno, the prince's butler guy, just like that whole bit of him just being in the background and laughing or just just reacting to things that are happening to Cecil, and Cecil being like, Zeno, your thoughts are too loud, bro. I think that was fun. But there's not that many characters that get a lot of spotlight other than our main pro tags. Yeah. I think Angel, I do have to say, as much as I was surprised by how much I like it, I don't know if I can pass it personally.
Which is fair.
And this is another one of those situations where the anime technically doesn't do anything wrong necessarily. It is in a saturated market, and I think the more saturated a pool that you can pull anime from, the more that mid begins to feel really like mid, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think of other villainess anime that I really enjoyed. Right now I can only think of Seventh Time Loop.
Yeah, there's that one.
What do you think? What other villainess shows you think are like kind of the pillars for you?
I mean, the only one that comes to mind is the all routes lead to doom.
Oh, what am I saying, bro? Fucking Rayliana. Rayliana was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Seven Time Loop and Rayliana. Those were like the two villainess shows for me. Yeah. So Angel, an observation log of my fiance who calls herself a villainess. Is this a show you would watch 12 episodes of for a review?
You know what? I would pass it for myself, yes. I think the show is just refreshing and fun enough that I could watch more of it.
It's an interesting take on like the classic sort of like isekai trope, I guess, of like born in another world as a villainess, right? Except for it's not from the perspective of the villainess. It's from the perspective of the crown prince, right? And so you're kind of seeing it without like all of the internal monologue, I guess. I mean, there still is a lot from Bertia, the villainess character. But I don't know. I found it a little like there's a lot of time that passes in this show. Like there's like solid time skips in the first 3 episodes. And it seems like all this person Bertia cares about is making sure that this world, which I guess is from some otome game that she's played, goes exactly how the game should. Despite seemingly having the perfect situation set up with the prince to live a wonderfully happy life, she's like, no, I have to make sure that all of the proper bad events happen. I guess she's really playing the role of the villainess as it should be. But I don't know, man. So after 3 episodes, it was like All right. I feel like you should start giving up this shtick of like it going exactly how the game does.
Right.
You should. But what if we live out a little excitement, a little let's diverge from the path.
Let's live dangerously.
Yeah.
I forget in which episode, if it was episode 2 or 3, but she does kind of imply that there is a route where something unfavorable happens to the prince.
I guess
is what I kind of got.
Yeah. It's like hinted at, but they don't even really make it all that clear. And
No,
so it's like, I don't know. As a viewer, 3 episodes in, there's not really any stakes in it yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to get you attached to like, oh, there's a reason she's doing all of this. She's just playing the manipulator right now and being not very good at it.
No, you could say she's actually awful at being a villainess.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that she tries to corrupt her dad, and her dad's
he's supposed to be evil or something, or turn evil. Oh my goodness.
But I don't think she realized that saving her mom is kind of what is that event in the original game to me was implied to be what drove him down the path of villainy, right?
That would make a lot of sense, actually.
And now that she has prevented that, her dad's just like a dude. That's just a happy guy. Like, he has nothing to do with the underworld whatsoever.
I know, right? And now there's like another kid that's in the family that was never supposed to be there. The timeline's already diverged considerably.
Totally.
I think you need to start trying other things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. So Angel and I were having the discussion of like how many Villainess shows there are. And so when you do have a saturated lineup of shows, I think this show is probably like an above average Villainess show. But that, like, just if you were to put shows on a graph, and there's, you put the quality of those shows in, it represent a dot or whatever, this would be towards the middle, right? To essentially say it's mid relative to like other Villainess shows, but even though it's like above average, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The ceiling is low, perhaps.
Sure, yeah. No way to put it.
Or perhaps all the weight is at the bottom.
There you go. I think that's more so what I'm getting at. So to me, like, watching the show, it didn't really move the needle for me.
Yeah, you and Angel and maybe Kate as well have usually been the ones watching the Villainess shows. I don't think I've actually watched any of the ones from previous seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into it, kind of as a first time watcher. And for me, I don't know. I wanted a little something more in there that made me like get attached to what's happening, like literally anything, whether it be like stakes or relationships or anything. But like the prince is so dead set on like what he is going to do, which is kind of contrary to what Bertia wants to happen. But he obviously is extremely cunning, and so he can just kind of pull off anything, right? And so there's no big like I don't know exactly what to call it, but there's just like nothing there to really like pull me in or to make me go to get, I guess just nothing to make me get attached to the story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, I think it is hard to have an interesting story when even the main character is mostly bored.
I want either more romance, more dastardly plans that actually like maybe affect something, or like, the only thing I can see happening now is that bird pulls off the harem route, right? And then maybe it would become more interesting. But I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, me neither, Tan. Me neither. But what I do know is this is a show I wouldn't pass. This is a show you would pass, Tanner.
No, I wouldn't either. What was Angel's opinion? I would like to know.
Angel, he was more positive, although I think he recognized that this is closer to mid than good, you know.
Sure.
He said if I wanted to pass it, he would pass it. And I was like, nah.
No.
But I did also mention like this is a show I could put on the second monitor and like play 4 hours of Madden and get through it, and I would be fine. I wouldn't like be complaining about it.
Yeah, I took your suggestion and I put it on dubbed while I just like browsed on the other screen or whatever. So like I was like, I'd say I was like 80% watching, right?
Yeah. And for a show that doesn't have a whole lot of moving pieces in it already, like you're really not missing out on much.
I'm curious to know if you had this problem.
Mm.
When Bertia has some of her like outbursts where she talks very loudly and very quickly, there were a few points where I had no clue what she said. And then the prince is just like, oh, yes, of course. And I'm like, I didn't hear any of it. It just sounded like a cluster of noises.
Yeah, she does like have you're right, outbursts. You could call them, yeah. Yeah, I think I was. I don't know what you were doing. I was playing Madden, so
I wasn't doing anything with other audio. I was literally just like,
oh yeah, no. I don't do anything with like I mute it.
Oh, okay.
I mute the football. Yeah. Sound is not important.
No, I don't know. Nothing like attention necessitating either, though.
Mm-hmm. I think I got the general gist of it. I do want to give a little bit of credit where credit is due. I think the artwork is pretty good. Well, you know, frame to frame, it's not displeasing to the eye whatsoever. There's no like gorgeous moment, you know, like witch hat, or
oh yes,
like just a moment where you're like, whoa, they put a lot of time in this animation, right? But I think it was consistently, you know, pretty to look at. I do got to give it props for that.
Yeah, it was good. It was decent art. Like it wasn't. Yeah. It was far from bad, but it also wasn't incredibly standout.
100%. It's just, you know, not every show even goes that far.
That is true. The animation was decent. The character design was all right. There was it didn't feel like incredibly samey. So yeah.
Shout out to my boy Zeno, just in the background, laughing every time.
I know, right?
It's weird because there's a character named Zeno in Mushoku Tensei, and it's Rudy's mom. So just hearing that name over and over again was so strange.
Oh, that is interesting.
At least I think there was Zeno. Now, oh no, not Mushoku. Sorry, it was Dr. Stone. I'm fucking up. I'm fucking up so bad. What is Rudy's mom's name? Gray Rat. Zenith. Her name was Zenith. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Zenith, but I was
okay.
But I was remembering Zeno. Observation log of my fiance officially does not make it through the wild card. Wild card, you know what? That's another factor we got to consider here. The fact that it's in the wild card means it's already at a disadvantage, you know?
True.
It's like, what? You couldn't even make the top 10?
Come on.
Like Tom Own's B-side made top 10. You couldn't make top 10?
Oh, gosh. Let's not bring up shows that I don't think deserve to be as high as they ended up being. It was like number 2 at one point or some shit like that.
I know. No, I mean, it was clearly popular with an audience that was not us.
Yeah.
is what I'll leave that on. Let's go to For It Nakamura-kun. This was my selection. A BL anime rom-com, high school rom-com set in like an 80s aesthetic.
Yeah, I really like the aesthetic of this show, actually. The character design and the art and everything.
Oh, I love it. I love this kind of revival we're going through, like Ranma not too long ago, got remade and stuff. But from my understanding, For It Nakamura-kun is not a remake. It's just an anime that is
in that style. Just
set in that style, which is pretty neat. So So I guess I'll start since it was my selection. Yeah, the spotlight to me is for sure the aesthetic. I love all the character designs for the most part, and just being transported back to an old style of art without it looking with modern touches, right? Mm-hmm. So it was very pleasing to the eye. I personally did not like the romance too much. Which sucks because I'm I'm not into BL anime in general, but I really thought that with the aesthetic and the art style, I would have been converted to like this one.
Sure.
But Nakamura, man, is so annoying to me.
Thank you. I feel validated for what I thought watching this show.
He's a good kid, but oh my god, dude, just like and I get it. He has a little bit of like that just like Bocchi style anxiety, although not as extreme, obviously.
I guess
the overthinking, the imagining scenarios going way wrong.
Yeah, sure. But no, he's imagining the scenarios going way right.
You're right. They're all going perfectly in his head, right?
Yes, they're going like peak BL route, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
execution lacking.
Indeed, reality sets in for him.
This show is the embodiment of no plan survives first contact. Because every time he has like a thing, I'm gonna say hi and I'm gonna use this as a pretense. And it's like, oh shit, I wasn't planning on him dropping in his eraser. You know, it's like, that's enough to derail the whole thing. Like, dude, it was frustrating to watch. I think a shy character sometimes can become frustrating to watch instead of relatable, right?
Sure, yeah. He's like 0 to 100 to 0 real fast.
yeah. Hirose is such a patient boy. He is such a patient boy. But I find him interesting because he's like he is seemingly getting closer to Nakamura because of the circumstances that they keep getting pushed into. But sometimes he says or does something and it's just like, oh, that's a little like out of character seemingly for you. Like when they're in they're trapped in the PE room and he asks all of them like, oh, you guys like anyone? And it's like, whoa, Hirose, you're not that guy.
You're not that. Yeah, but he was loopy, man.
Sure, but like I don't know, like unless he is secretly harboring some feelings back to Nakamura, or if he is more interested in romance than he initially seems, like in general, like he's interested in other people's romances, then that's like understandable. But that hasn't really been hinted at all. So to me, that's just blindside out of nowhere when he asks that question.
It was kind of interesting because I kind of saw like where they were going with it in the show, or at least in the dub, right? Because like they're like, oh, the alphabet game, and so it's like, oh, words with A, and they say like aardvark or some crap like that, right? And then he's like, A, are you guys into anyone? And so it's like it follows what was happening somewhat. But
yeah. It's still though. I mean, I don't know. They were trapped in a hot room. Like I get like the brain scrambles. But
I guess, except for like, I don't know. What time of year was it? Was it supposed to like, I don't know. I was like, are these rooms always like immensely hot? Like this one's also in a building.
True.
Like every time seemingly when two characters get trapped in the shed in your average rom-com, it's always hot as fuck.
Yeah, true.
And then your mind starts going and then weird stuff starts happening. because of course that's what happens to me when I'm stuck in a hot shed.
Shout outs to Losing Heroines for following this trope also to a T.
Indeed.
Oh,
Except for I think
Lemon.
they pulled it off a little more over the top and entertainingly.
Yeah. Agreed.
But maybe the word I'm looking for is a little more ridiculously, but it landed well.
Mm-hmm. And then I also have another theory as to why I probably don't like this show. As a general rule of thumb, in the few BL I have watched,
Okay.
bottoms are not really, to borrow a term from the community, bottoms are not really my favorite characters. And
who's the bottom in this?
That's
Both
the thing.
them?
I think they're both bottoms. And so I'm not really rooting for anyone either. That's a personal thing. That's like I want a strong man. A strong stoic man. Yes. No. But honestly though, like in the few BL that I have watched, there is an interesting dynamic that gets explored. And here it's even hard to imagine these two characters together, because their personalities, I just don't think that they have any sort of back and forth dynamic. You know what I mean? It's two bottoms that are at play here.
Yeah. Also, I have a question, since you've at least watched some BL. Is it normal for them to just be like, I'm gay in the beginning? Because it was so fucking funny to me. I'm sorry. Because I watched the first episode subbed, and then I was like, all right, now I'm gonna switch to the dub and have it on the side, right? And literally, I think episode 2 starts, and it's like, my name is Nakamura, whatever, and I'm just your average gay high schooler. And I cracked up, not gonna lie, because I'm like, why? This is so obvious. It's obvious, man. You don't have to.
Yeah, you didn't have to say it. Yeah. We know.
Oh my god, I thought it was actually hilarious, that intro.
No, I remember also laughing at that. I would say most of the BL that I've watched, it's usually both characters are kind of coming to an awakening at the same time. You know what I mean? Or one awakens and then it kind of triggers the other awakening. Here, Nakamura's awakened into his fully gay self. And I think that it is interesting. You know what I mean? I just personally, from the outset, I'm already not drawn to his character. Right.
What's interesting to me is he doesn't even question do you think Hirose is gay? He's just determined. No. He'll convert him if he has to.
Right. You might think that would be step one, right? Confirm if gay, but I don't know. You play a little close to the chest.
Look,
hope it works out. Yeah.
He I will say he starts with the I want to be your friend thing first. So I'm like, that's you got that going. You're not just going swinging for the fences, square one at least.
Which is as a general rule of thumb, what you probably should be doing anyways, right? Is
cut out any. What are you saying? Don't get your hopes up. Just go.
No, I'm saying get to know who the fuck you're asking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's one of the things in anime that I'm like, do people really just watch people from afar and then confess?
I think from seemingly Japanese society, it's much more common.
Apparently, but
then again, I also have no clue.
Yeah, I like it. Hey, if you're listening from Japan and you live the Japanese high school life, is this more common than we realize as Americans? Because in America, at least for me growing up, I shouldn't even say in America. For me growing up, you have no shot. And everyone knows you have no shot if you just ask out a girl. You know what I mean? Without at least establishing some connection. Now, there are people who are good pickup artists, right? But even I think there's a general acknowledgement that those people are good at what they do. And that's why they get those girls.
They are good. Yes.
Like they're suave. They know how to
smooth with it. They're look to compare it to some like freaking oh gosh, the guy from oh my god, one sec, let me turn around. The guy the guy from A Sign of Affection, right?
Oh yeah, there you go.
He is like smooth AF, right? At least in my mind. And so like he's like kind of a smooth criminal with it but in a good way, because I feel like you kind of can toe the line of like, oh, you start to become creepy at some point, which also Nakamura has some tendencies going on.
Tendencies? What do you mean by that?
Maybe not tendencies, but the gym teacher being like, maybe you shouldn't sniff people without.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, you're totally right. It's like, I saw what you did. You need permission for that, Nakamura.
Yeah, right. You need consent. But hey, at least the gym teacher, he's cool with it. He's a homie. He's a supporter.
He's an ally, as we say.
An ally. There we go. That's the word.
Yeah, go for it, Nakamura-kun. I mean, I think it's a good show. I think it is. I really think it's just not for me.
I don't think it's bad. Yeah, it just doesn't follow the romance formula that I enjoy.
I think another thing that kind of took the wind out of my sails a little bit is we haven't really been introduced to a whole lot of characters in the cast so far. Like, it's the teachers, Nakamura and Hirose, obviously, and we get a little bit of the girl. That's kind of it in 3 episodes. Like, there's not a whole lot of dynamics happening early on.
Oh yeah,
that's one of the great things about like something like You and I Are Polar Opposites, for example, is you don't just have the main romance as the spotlight. You have the characters within like an environment, and that's interesting to watch. It's just Nakamura and Hirose for like 90% of the screen time in the first 3 episodes.
I think my favorite part actually was the parts with Nakamura and the girl. I don't remember what her name is, and like him being her biggest fan, and is kind of hilarious. And then this like strange love triangle that it creates. Like that's kind of like I'm fine with that like dynamic, which maybe it's sort of leaning into, but I don't know. The main relationship that it's trying to push is just a little interesting.
Yeah. Agreed, Tanner. Any final words on Go For It, Nakamura-kun?
Oh, I think I've said most of the key points that I noticed while watching.
Agreed. So that leads to the final question. Go For It, Nakamura-kun. Would you pass it to watch 12 episodes?
I would not.
Yeah, same. I'm in the same boat. I think it would, and like I said, I was excited for it. That's why I voted it in.
I think it was maybe it's tough to say because they're so different shows, but I'm trying to think like between Nakamura and the Villainess show, which one would I prefer to keep watching? I'd low-key say I'd prefer to keep watching Nakamura.
Yes,
just to see where it goes.
I mean, like also because the aesthetic is so pleasing. Like it is. It's got enough qualities that gun to my head, like I wouldn't complain about watching more. A bit extreme. Like if you were to be like, hey, all right, here's there's a fully stamped Froyo punch card on the line if you watch all 12 episodes of Nakamura-kun, I'd go like, yeah, I'm in. That's enough of an incentive for me. You see, I took it to the opposite extreme. There's no stakes practically. From gun to my head to Froyo punch card.
Yeah, there you go.
But there is no Froyo and there is no gun, so I'm not watching anymore. I could have it on the second monitor at some point. Claudia seemed to really like it actually, so we might watch it together over time. But
that's like her genre, though.
Yeah, of course. We just went to Barnes & Noble today and we got a couple BL manga to add to our collection. So, yeah, it's her genre. Go For It Nakamura-kun, unfortunately, did not pass. Now, I'm just going to say it straight off the bat. Nippon Sangoku. Jesus Christ. What a show, Tanner. Excellent selection.
Oh, thank you.
And because it's your selection, you have the floor, sir.
Ooh, okay. I guess usually the first thing that I notice about a lot of shows is their stylistic aspects, and Nippon Sangoku has a very unique style that I think is incredible. It's very like almost borders like it's all quite literally illustration, but like it feels like more of like pen on paper drawn.
It feels like a moving manga.
Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah. It's kind of tough to describe. It's the way that the characters are drawn, and there's like all of these like this fine line work, right? That's going on. I'm trying to like pull up an image so that I can like reference it. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it's like the way like the eyelashes and the eyebrows, like the eyebrows are very like, you know, lots of like individual lines, almost like maybe bushy in some points you could say, but I don't know. It's and beyond the aesthetic appeals of it, like the characters are very well like created. I don't know. I'm feeling short on words today for some reason, or short on vocabulary perhaps.
Yeah.
But like I could see where, and then I don't know if I'm just like tangenting way off of this, but of the point I was originally about to make, but like I could see where the show was kind of going at first, where it's, you know, the guy who's this extremely like logical by the books person, right? And whose name I don't remember because I watched this one first.
Misumi Aoteru.
Aoteru, that's right. And his like they're like getting married wife, right? In episode 1, Saki, right?
Oh yeah.
And they're like, first off, they're quite young. They're like 16 or something like that.
For the wedding, yeah.
Yeah.
Very young.
And like the whole premise of this show is like Japan has like regressed to, I think it's Meiji era.
Yeah, they said
like,
Meiji.
Yeah, Meiji era like culture and society where like technology is pretty much gone. It's all like it's kind of like people are going to be fighting with like, I guess there's guns, but they're like old looking guns, right? And swords, and then there's like horse-drawn carriages, right? Are there cars? I don't think
I think there are.
There might be. I mean, because obviously, like, there are stuff from like what you would call present day that still exists, right?
No one's seen driving cars in these first 3 episodes, but I want to say I saw like there are like abandoned cars that were shown on screen. I could be totally false memory, but yeah, there's signs of what was before, right?
Yeah, and then like Japan split up into 3 like major factions, you could call it, or three major clans, right? And they're all like fighting for power. You know, it's very much gone back to like Shogun era, right?
Yeah, so the Meiji era was 1868 and 1912.
Okay, so there would be some cars. There would definitely
some light industrialization, yeah.
Yeah. And then okay, so like the main character Misumi is this very logical guy, right? Everything to him is like all about like learning and it making it efficient and things working the best they can, right? He's the agriculture like chief or whatever it was. I don't remember exactly what his job was, right? And then his wife Saki is this kind of opposite person, very outgoing and like very like how do I describe, like stubborn and like sticks to her guts of what's right and wrong. And so like the whole like critical like event that happens in this show to push the plot forward is the gosh, what is his name? The old guy does the peace sign.
Yeah, Tyra
Denki. He's almost like the guy who's like ruling their area, even though he's not the emperor, right? He's like this corrupt person who's like second to the emperor, essentially.
Right. And I think Misumi explains that Denki killed the previous emperor, installed a new emperor, and now like
and then
he's got like essentially control over the emperor. Misumi kind of acknowledges him as like the real ruler of Japan.
Yeah. And so like he comes through town and he's only there for a day, but you know, they start doing all this like, you know, corrupt stuff of like the main one being like they're like collecting taxes supposedly, and if you can't pay up they like beat you 20 times with a bat or something. And Saki stands up to the guy doing this, who's not Tyra, it's one of his other guys, and like stands up to him and like defeats him with like reason, as well as physically like disarms the guy, right? And you know, sends him off. Great, we all love Saki, and we see all these tender moments with Saki and Misumi, and so I just felt the whole time like she's gonna die.
It's gonna go wrong.
She stood up to the wrong people. You know, we know what area we're kind of working with here, what the vibe is. And lo and behold, what happens? Misumi wakes up one day to his wife has been killed, beheaded, in fact.
Beheaded, mutilated. I think they got her arms and legs torn off.
Like, yeah. And the most like interesting part of this whole situation to me is that like so Tyra is saying that the reason that she was killed is because she called him a fatso, right? And then Misumi, being this extremely logical person, basically like, because he was there when Saki like stands up to the guy who's like quote unquote to like collecting taxes, right? And she does say, oh, you're just like, you know, doing this for that fatso, right? But she doesn't say who. And so then Misumi's like, well, she didn't say who she was calling a fatso. Actually, this other guy just assumed that it was you, Tyra. So really, when someone says fatso, this guy is thinking of you, not her, right? It's like this total like mind game at this point of like getting the other guy in the blame, right? Which is so interesting. And like Tyra like even and it ends up with Tyra going, okay, that guy, kill him, right? To his other like guards or whoever. Not Misumi, the tax guy.
The tax guy,
yeah. And it's so interesting because like Tyra like commends Misumi for like standing up for and like or standing up to and like getting revenge for his wife's killer. And so I'm like, that's such an interesting perspective, because most people would think, oh, it's Tyra because he's the one like saying or like giving the command to like kill these people, right? But really, like if you look at it from how these characters are perceiving it, the tax collector guy was his wife's killer through his act, because it's through his actions that it happened, right? And through his assumptions. And I just thought that was such a unique perspective on a situation like that. Most people would see Tyra as this like purely like he's the evil guy, which seemingly he is, but then he knows that like Misumi, his goal was to get the other guy killed. And he even like, and he says, yeah, kill him, and commends Misumi for it. It's so interesting, right? There's such the characters are very dynamic, I guess you could say.
Totally.
Right.
I just want to add one thing to this first episode discussion. When we first meet Denki, they pull up to the village and they tell everyone to bow, right? And one person in the act of bowing accidentally drops a bunch of fruit
or like potatoes.
Potatoes, something. Yeah. A basket of something. And Denki does like his creepy smile. I think he says something along. I watched it in Spanish, so it might not have been the exact translation.
Okay.
But he basically is just like, he's like, oh, it's all right. Like death by wheel or something, or I forget what it was. But essentially, they pull him apart
with horses. Yes,
with horses. Yeah.
Drawn and quartered is what it is.
So, like right off the bat, Denki is a bad person.
He says, "I drawn and quartered within 30 seconds or whatever." Right?
There you
That's
go.
exactly what he says.
Yep. I watched it in Spanish, but with English subtitles. So I might be completely conflating like what's being said.
Okay.
But to me, like that was already like a show showing like us, the audience, and to Misumi, like how depraved this man is. And I think when we get to that moment of, he's convincing Denki to kill the tax collector who essentially killed his wife, he has a moment of like, I could kill everyone here if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But he decides to just get the revenge on the tax collector because he has ambitions to follow through on like Saki's dream to change the country, right?
Yeah, he knows like his it's Misumi's first thought actually was to just kill Tyra, right? But he knows like that won't change anything in the grand scheme of like the country, right? Because he's always thinking of the bigger picture.
And I think he was also thinking like, oh, like they are going to kill me if because there's other guards around. Like he knows like this move, while I will get my immediate retribution, will end with me dying.
Yeah.
So that him going through that whole calculus and coming to the conclusion of like, all right, let's get my immediate revenge, and then bigger picture, we're going to deal with Denki along the way. You're gonna have to if you're gonna change or if you're gonna reform the country, right? So I just wanted to add that little bit of context to episode 1.
Yeah. And this is all just the first episode.
It's just the first episode. Fucking wild. Okay, actually, I want to throw in one other thing. The art style, like just like it, they're in the snow, and it feels like you're watching a black and white movie almost, right?
Yeah, except there's very little color.
Except for, there's a little bit of blood. And it's like the bright red contrast. Like, it's gorgeous. Oh my God.
Yes, the use of color for sure is a highlight.
I just, it was awesome. I thought the discussion at the beginning where he's like going on this rant about like wedding dresses and their symbolism.
Yeah. He's like, wedding dresses are like by nature religious, and for someone like Saki who's not religious at all, it makes absolutely it makes absolutely no sense for her to want this. It's so interesting. And yeah, he brings up all these points of like a wedding dress is Christian, but then like Japanese people are like Buddhist and Shinto, and there's so many it's like, yeah, it's just so interesting to see the wheels turning for him. His way of thinking. But because her response is just, I want to wear it because it's cute.
Exactly. And it really shows like the contrast between these two characters and the effect I think Saki had on his like mindset, right? That not everything has to be done logical. You know what I mean? You can just do things because you want to.
Yeah.
Which is something I think he was always lacking, right? He's always, even like when he's drinking with like the dad and stuff, and they're talking about just bullshit. He's still like, he's getting drunk, and he's it doesn't matter at all. Like those inhibitions don't really go away. He's just purely a logical computer, you know.
Yeah.
Episodes 2 and 3 were pretty good as well, Tanner. We got to see Yoshitsune. Yoshitsune, sorry.
Yeah, Yoshitsune.
How did you like his introduction?
He's the full of yourself guy, but can back it up. You know what I mean?
yeah. He's not all talk. Yeah,
he's all talk and all action. I don't know exactly what to say, but because who even knows how? But he's got this like fan club in the hotel that Misumi ends up going to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like. And it almost gives me the impression that like he created this group that night. You know what I mean? Or like very recently, he just somehow managed to convince all of these people that he's the greatest person.
That's not unreasonable because I mean they're both basically there just to take the exam, right?
Yeah.
So he's probably not even. We don't even know if he's from the area, let alone if he's like staying at this hotel. How long he's been at this hotel, I should say.
Yeah, exactly.
You're totally right. I didn't think about that. You're probably right. He probably created that club like right before Misumi even like got there.
Cause yeah, everyone's like, hear all this stuff he's did. Isn't he the greatest? And then Misumi's like, well, I don't know. I would need to see it. Right. And then for whatever reason, there's the people who come in to like just kill all the people in there, right? I don't know. It's just some crazy guys from the street, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
And then Yoshitsune, or Tsune-chan as they call him, right? He pulls out the swordsmanship skills, and that's really when Misumi goes, okay, I respect you now. You're not just some crazy guy who's built this cult around him. Yeah, because I think like I don't know, like they at first, like Yoshitsune and Misumi, they really don't get along very well because they're such like conflicting ideals. And like, recognize me, I'm the greatest, and then Misumi being like, well, you're not the greatest until you show me like really how. Because I forget what the example they used was, but he says something and he's like, well, I don't know. Like it wasn't like good enough for him for an example of like, or just one example to like conclude that this guy is amazing, right? Because between episode 2 and 3, where does it leave off exactly? Was episode 3 completing the test?
Episode 3 was all completing the test. Episode 2, I believe, just ends with them showing up in line, maybe.
Yeah,
I think like, so. Yeah.
Episode 2 is such a direct contrast in color as well, because all of a sudden it's spring and everything's like colorful and green, and there's the pink sakura trees, right? And so like instantly there's a completely different vibe going on. And I don't know exactly where Misumi was supposed to be from originally, but he says he's going to Osaka to the like boat guy, and he's like, and the boat guy is like, oh my god, that's so far away, right? So obviously a lot of time has passed since episode 1. They may have actually even said, but I don't remember at this point. But yeah, then episode 3, the test, I definitely kind of saw kind of how it was like gonna work in terms of like the how the two characters would go about completing the test, right? Because the conditions are bring this general guy to his knees. That's it, right? Do it within 10 minutes for everybody. It's not like 10 minutes per person. It's 10 minutes for all, like, I don't know, 30 people that are there, right? And most everyone's attempt is to physically bring the guy to his knees, which I knew Misumi was going to try to think of something different, because he obviously is not a physical combatant, right? That's not his forte.
Not his forte, yeah. But I do gotta say though, I'm a little suspicious because he says a little later that he's like, oh, I have like no fighting ability, but with Denki, he seems so confident that like, oh yeah, I could have killed him if I wanted to.
Yeah, he would have grabbed the tax collector's sword and then just killed Tyra.
Right. But I mean, like, if you've never held a sword in your life, would you be 100% confident that you could do that? Like, even in a bit of rage, like, I don't know. Like,
I don't know. I've never been in that situation, believe it or not.
Like he never. Oh yeah. You can't. What? No experience? What? To me, he's so logical that it would be really illogical to me if he wasn't thinking in his head like, I don't even know how to use a sword. So
yeah,
would I even like deliver a killing blow? Like he doesn't think that at all. He's like, oh no, I know I could have killed him if I wanted to. Right. So to me, there's like a hint of like, oh, maybe he knows a little more about the sword than the art of the sword, I should say, than he's leading on. Right. But
yeah,
I could be wrong.
I don't know. But with the test, right? He and Yoshitsune, they're just standing off to the side, pretty much observing, right? As every person comes around, trying to like physically push this guy down to his knees, right? The general or whoever he is, right? And then finally, Yoshitsune goes up and he's like, okay, I'll cut your legs off. Which I was already kind of surprised. I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. But like, it seems like this test kind of like is demanding a different way of thinking. And that for sure is a different way of thinking. I would have thought like, oh, leave your sword at the door, right? Type of like security or something, right?
Yeah.
But no, they're like any means necessary. And although like seemingly he's like defeated at first, where like the general guy goes and like blocks the blow, steps on the sword, brings it to the ground to disarm him, right? Yoshitsune is nimble enough. He then gets behind him, kicks him, and then he falls to his knee, right? And I'm like, okay, I see you. That's pretty good.
Badass.
And there's like 3 minutes left in the exam, and finally Misumi goes up, and he just hits presentation mode. He hit play on the PowerPoint. He hands the guy the book of the proposed agricultural reform to like triple the size of the army or something like that. And he is just talking for 3 minutes straight, right? And in the end, the general goes to his knee just to like he recognizes the potential genius in this, right? But he didn't even think like he did it because he thought, oh, it's my decision that this is a good plan, right? Because Misumi played it off as I was going to give this to you after completing the test, but in order to better our nation, I'm going to give this to you now, right? And afterwards, he's like, wait a second. Was his plan the whole time to make me willingly bend to my knee? Like, he's like, oh, did I just get outplayed? Right? I don't know. There's so much going on between all these characters. So much like, and I think that's what I really enjoy is it's like, not everything is completely like answered for you and given to you. It's like certain characters like speculate about it, and then it makes you think too, right?
Totally. They leave the question unanswered so that it can like linger in your head a little longer.
Yeah. And I mean, and I think just the fact that like I feel like I have to explain what happens in every episode to like give a picture of really what this show is about goes to show that there's an extreme level of detail.
Yes, it's very tense.
Yeah.
I think it is also like really interesting. Like this is one of those shows where, and I don't think about this with every anime, but where I do believe every detail, every unanswered question is like intentional to the 10th degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
you don't know yet really like what Tyra's end goal is or anything. You just know he's kind of this bad guy. Like you just don't know what he's thinking, I guess, at all times.
One of the details that I found interesting as we were discussing this, I didn't even realize it until we were just talking about it. But Yoshitsune with his kick gets the general down on one knee.
Yeah.
And with Misumi, he gets down on both.
Oh, that's true.
And to me, like in any other anime, I shouldn't say any other anime, but like in most anime, that's just like a decision, right? In this anime, that's a choice creatively by like the director or from the source material, whoever.
Yeah.
But to me, it's really signaling like Misumi had a greater success at the test than Yoshitsune.
Yeah, like I didn't even expect Yoshitsune to like successfully kick the guy down, because you see him catch himself with one leg first, right? And I think, he didn't quite pull it off, but then he goes down on the one knee, right?
Exactly.
That is a good point. I'm looking up on the rankings now where this is. Interesting.
Yeah, it's probably
what it is currently.
It's whatever it is. It's too low. It's like 20 places too low.
It is. So because I was like, this seems really good.
Yeah.
Right. And so where does everything sit now that we're finally doing like kind of we're doing the wild card. We're like solidly into the season.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Season's a few weeks from ending.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, some of this stuff makes sense. And then, except for this show is currently at position 21.
Yeah.
You know what's in position 8? Second Prettiest Girl.
Yeah.
Which, look, it's not the worst show. We acknowledged it's not the worst either.
Yeah, of course.
Or like a better one, like one that we... Wait, 1 sec. I need to know where's the Villainess show at
right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Observation
find
log.
Observation log is at
18.
position 18. I don't like to objectively compare shows that are extremely different.
I do,
but I think Nippon Sangoku is leagues better for it to be in a worse position.
Yes. So, and I responded to someone's post on Threads, because now we have a Threads account, Tanner.
Oh shit! Oh god!
Add that to the list. But Nippon Sangoku is in prime hell, and what I mean by prime hell, I don't mean like
you can only watch
optimal hell.
I was actually just thinking about that. I was like, where you can watch these shows definitely plays a part.
Plays a huge part.
But on the contrary to that exact point, because I do think in general that is true. However, do you remember when Girls Band Cry was current and you couldn't watch it?
Yes.
Except for by like illegally streaming it. And it still was like number 4.
It was number 1 for a minute.
Yeah,
actually,
it was like,
that season.
Yeah, kind of crazy actually. I mean, maybe that just goes more to speak to Girls Band Cry than anything, but like for a show that isn't going to be like extremely stand out and also probably isn't for everyone, because I think Girls Band Cry has more mass appeal, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Like it's gonna be hurt by only being on Amazon Prime Video, probably the one of the least common streaming services that people would go to, because the way my search order is Crunchyroll,
yep,
High Dive, Netflix, and then Amazon Prime.
Agree completely, except I would say I tend to search Netflix before I search High Dive for a show. If I was like, oh, it's not on Crunchyroll, it must be on Netflix, High Dive's a little more hit or miss.
It can be, but it also has some niche stuff. It's not on anything else either.
That is very true. Rock is a Lady's Modesty being one of those shows, I gotta say, very nice, very good show. Just throwing that out there for no reason. 4 seasons after we watched it.
Yeah.
All right. So like the very end of episode 3. Well, I shouldn't even say the end. The rest after they pass the test is all like with the Emperor and Denki and the general that was in charge of the test, right? So we see, I think like 3 years pass, and
Something like that, yeah.
Yoshitsune gets his promotion, and Misumi gets a promotion, and it's revealed that it's because for Misumi, it is because the agriculture plan went into effect, and they did increase the soldiers present in the borderlands by 100,000 or so, right? Oh no, they didn't increase it by 100. They increased it to 100,000.
Yeah, it was from like 30 some odd thousand to 100,000.
Mm-hmm. So we're in the throne room, and this is another like detail that we have been transported back to the Meiji era. He's literally wearing the long hat thing the emperor is that is associated with that time period, with the emperors from that time period, which is really funny. I don't know if the makeup's associated with that time period necessarily.
I think it's just very traditional Japanese attire.
But that like big long stick hat he's got, like, yeah, that's indicative of the era we've been like transported back to, right?
Yeah.
And so we see the emperor is a puppet, right? Denki sits in front of the emperor. The emperor does nothing about it. Denki makes a bunch of insults directly to the emperor. The people in the room were basically saying like, yeah, you humiliated him, right?
Yeah.
We see like what appears to be a small like attempt at a coup. Not even a coup. They're just trying to bring Denki down a peg, mostly. And Denki's prepared with soldiers in the room.
True, yeah.
And they kill everyone. We also see the general. I'm gonna get his name from Mal real quick.
Yeah, I just keep calling him the general.
Ryumon.
Yeah.
Ryumon. He is like pleading, not even with the emperor. He's pleading with Denki, like, please don't aggravate the Sei, which is one of the neighboring nations that were,
Yeah, the Sei, to the north.
To the north.
Because I believe geographically, we're in the middle, like the kingdom in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
The clan in the middle. And then the Sei are to the north.
And so he's like, please, please, please don't try to aggravate them. Let's try to diplomatically get them on our side. They're going through a famine. The people are already like revolting against the government. Like, this is an opportunity for us. And Denki in advance asked or sent a letter of like unconditional surrender. Like, you must unconditionally surrender to us.
Yeah.
And that's like, whoa, dude. The conflict that's about to come is going to be so good.
Yes. And Ryumon is all like, all that they require is the phrasing he used was like the perfect dictator.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the episode ends and it's like the next episode, what's the title of the next episode? That it says at the end of the episode, the perfect dictator appears.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, let's see what happens.
And it's interesting because Ryumon is clearly a student of history, right? Like, that's what he references when he's telling Denki, like, don't do the wrong thing here, because the history tells us that perfect dictators arise from these specific situations.
Yeah, they rally the people and create this huge, like, very powerful force. Like Napoleon was one of the examples you see show up on screen.
They don't have the balls to say Mao yet. It's fine. We get it. You're in the region.
I mean, he may have been. That was just the recognizable one, because there was like several historical figures that they showed.
I didn't see Mao, and I was kind of looking for him, but maybe he just didn't look like Mao to me.
I don't know.
Totally possible. But that about concludes our like recap, Tanner. Is there any
Yeah.
other sort of details or things that we've left straggling? You want to bring up?
So. I mean, I guess the one thing that I thought of just kind of in the talk of Ryumon and Tyra, that interaction, right, is like Ryumon is kind of like if you took like he's like Misumi, but with the physical prowess to like act as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Specifically because like Misumi was saying like, oh, I will suck up to somebody if I have to, right? Like if it necessitates what I need to do, I will do that. And then with Ryumon, you see like with him and Tyra, he fully prostrates himself on the floor, right? And he stays there the whole time. Like everyone's killed, he's still there, right? Because he's basically just like quite literally he's begging Tyra to not ask for a conditional surrender. Yeah, that was just an interesting sort of like parallel, I guess you could draw.
No, I agree with that assessment. A fun thing that isn't I don't think was a relevant enough detail, but when they were like waiting in line and Yoshitsune's like, hey, you might want to go home, bro. Like we're gonna be in this line. You're probably not gonna pass. Like, do you really want to wait in this line for hours just to fail? And Misumi's like giving a history lesson on Universal Studio ride times.
Yes. We're actually crazy. Like I didn't know, like, it was like this ride to the average wait time was like 700 and something minutes. And I'm like, isn't that like a whole day?
I think he said like Minion Mayhem was like 10 hours. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I wonder if that's true.
Who knows, man? I bet you like at the most peak, like summer, school just got out, and just a bunch of right conditions. Yeah, sure. I bet you that's probably the case. Just from experience, when I went to Disneyland when I was super young, and this is like, God, wow, I must have been 10 when we went. So about 19 years ago. We tried to get on like the Finding Nemo ride, I think it was at the time. I don't think it's that anymore.
Okay.
But it was a submarine, essentially. Yeah. And I think we waited 3 hours to get in that one. We did not realize that it was that long of a wait time, but it's just sunken cost fallacy. Like, damn, we've already spent an hour here. We're probably close to the front. Like, no.
Yeah. I just looked up longest ride wait times, and according to the AI overview, it says the Tower of Terror at Disney's Hollywood Studios hit a massive 8 hours wait time on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's insane.
What the hell? The Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, also at Disneyland, 420 minutes out on its first day. Like, why?
I do remember Super Mario World on its first day, I think, had like hours long wait times as well.
It's insane.
Yeah. I could never, man. Honestly. Hey, if you're in SoCal, all right, Disneyland, overrated. Go to Knott's Berry Farm. No wait times. Much more extreme roller coasters. And there's Snoopy. Who can say no to Snoopy?
Who can say no to Snoopy?
Yeah, that was just a fun little detail from episode 2.
Why would you show up? Sorry, why would you show up to a theme park that you spent like hundreds of dollars to go to for one day? Right? You spent those hundreds of dollars for a single day, and you're going to spend the whole day standing in line. Where's the fun in that?
There's no fun in that. That's the thing. But I think it was funny, Yoshitsune's like reaction to that fact. First of all, he shows how much separation there are between these two eras, right? Like he is not aware that those wait times used to be normal in the grand scheme of things. Now, I didn't know that there were 9-hour wait times either in Yoshitsune's defense. But I did know about the 3+ hour wait times just from my own experience, right? And I think the experience of anyone who's gone to like a major theme park is like some rides take a long time to get on. Oh, you know what was another one that took a while? The Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Wasn't even that good either. Gosh. Actually, almost none of the rides at Disneyland LA were that like great.
I think Pirates of the Caribbean is one of the better rides, even for how like it's not extreme in any way, but it's just a classic. Like I've been to Disneyland a fair few times, not recently, but yeah, I've always liked the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Well, I guess I can't speak too much because I've only been to Disneyland once.
No.
And I was very young. So these are all like aged opinions. Tanner, Nippon Sangoku. Is this a show you would watch 12 episodes of to give a review at the end?
Most definitely.
Yeah, it's actually a shame I even had to ask the question. Because this is obviously going to be a top anime this season. Critically, commercially, or audience wise, it probably not. Again, Prime Hell is it's a tough hell to, as a City the Animation fan. I know how hard it is for a show on Prime to get any sort of like acknowledgement.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nippon Sangoku. We'll be watching more for the end of season review. Tanner, Kill Blue,
the surprise edition.
So if you hadn't watched it because we didn't say we were going to watch it, my bad. Pause, watch it,
come back.
Tanner, what'd you think?
What I guess got us to watch this show is I fully believe that the opening for Kill Blue is the opening animation of the season.
Yeah, I think that goes without saying. Just like you know what, it kind of reminds me of Mob Psycho's intros a little bit in terms of like how they have the colors and the weird dancing.
And they got a K-pop group song as
aespa,
song. Bro, actually so hype.
They're pretty good.
Animation is incredible. I don't know. It made me watch that, and it did make me go, I kind of want to watch the show just for this, right? I've added the song on my Spotify too. I listen to it outside of the show now.
Attitude by aespa. Yeah, it's a really good song to
very
to jam out to.
What's also interesting is like usually the like anime opening songs are just kind of like the first half of the song, and then they take the end of the song and splice it into that first half, right? Because there's usually like the whole like second verse that you don't hear.
Of course.
This one, if you go and listen to the song, the full song, they really like took a bunch of different pieces and stuck them together that are like more spread out in the song, which is interesting because it works really well for the opening. And I can, and you're kind of like waiting for like what you hear in the opening to come, and then it doesn't because it's later on. Like it's not like kind of the pure like first half cut that it usually would be. But the show itself, I found it perfectly good.
Yes. Not too high, not too low.
The premise is, it's an assassin for hire. Yeah, I don't know if he's assassin for hire or if he works for like an organization, but
he works for like zoos or something, right? They call it like they have a funny name.
He he's this like cool old guy. Imagine like if you've seen Sakamoto Days, imagine Prime Sakamoto, right?
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, maybe a little older.
But older, yes. But older. He's just this cool, very like, I don't know. When you think of like assassin, think this guy fits the image very well, right?
Like a grizzled assassin.
There we go. Grizzled is a good word. But then in one of his missions, he gets stung by a wasp, right? Which turns him young again. He becomes middle school aged, which I thought was interesting. So like, it's always high school, right? This time middle school. They're like 14 or whatever. 14, 15, somewhere in that age range.
Yeah. I don't know about you, Tanner, but when they explicitly said the age range, there's something in my head, in my experience, I'm like, god damn it, dude. Like, if they do anything to sexualize these kids, like I just, it's a full stop now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just come on, man.
So far, this anime does not make me think it's going to be one of those.
Yes. I'm very glad it has not crossed that line for me yet.
Because I mean, the main character himself is like, I'm an old guy. I don't get these kids.
Yeah, he goes to middle school like it's his job. Like a 9 to 5.
True, but then he's also like, it's such a foreign experience for him because he never went to school.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just so far removed from that aspect of society. Like, you know, they're like, yeah, you have to like fit in, and he does pretty much anything, but he very quickly establishes himself as an otaku accidentally.
Yeah.
So instantly becomes kind of like the class outcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then, you know, he has his pop off moment with like the guy, like the streaker who shows up to the school, right?
Mm.
Where he like defends the girls who were the ones bullying him, by the way. But I think because he's an adult, he's like, I think he says literally, he's like, I can't like let someone do harm to these children, right? And so he saves them, but he has to do it in a way where he doesn't like reveal that he's like this crazy skilled person, right? But even so, they still recognize that it was him, and then now they're like nice to him afterwards. He kind of starts to break out of that outcast status.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Noren, the girl who I guess is the daughter of the guy who's who owns the company that made those wasps that turned him young, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is like this whole like sort of like in the shadows kind of thing that's happening. Noren. So now they're like, okay, you need to get close to Noren, but she's a self-proclaimed man-hater, and so she just like and she's, you know, and she's described as like beautiful and popular, but she doesn't want the attention, so she just pretty much like rejects everybody no matter what. And so he's like, how in the heck am I gonna do that? But then she works at her uncle's ramen shop because she's a down-to-earth kid, right?
Yeah, she has like some estrangement from her father.
She doesn't like being from the rich family, I guess.
Yeah. And I think the background of the uncle also being like someone formerly rich who threw away his status to go open up a ramen shop, right? Like, I think that's a huge influence on her as well. As it's pretty adorable, actually. I think it's a good motivation for her.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
being so young. Yeah,
definitely. But then, unfortunately, because she's the daughter of this super important guy, you know, she gets abducted, right?
Oh yeah.
So then, once again, oh man, what's the main character's name?
Ogami
Juzo, right? Yeah. He comes, saves her, but he puts a bag over her head first because he can't like expose his identity. But thankfully in this show, I feel like the characters kind of have like half a brain in terms of like, there's not like the magical, oh no, who was it? You know, she's like, I recognize that voice. I'm pretty certain it was this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in episode 3, towards the end, the
wipe your own butt.
Wipe your own butt. Oh man, I wasn't even going there, but
sorry, it was the title of the episode.
Yeah, that's just a funny circumstance, I guess.
Yeah, it was just memorable to me.
Yeah. But I guess it's like Noren's father puts out this like article that's like, oh, whoever marries Noren is going to inherit the what do they call it? The Mitsuoka company.
Yeah.
So then she gets even more attention, and what happens now? Like, so now that's like Juzo's new like goal assigned to him, and he's like, what the heck? How am I supposed to do that? Right? He doesn't even want to like do it, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But then in order to avoid all the attention that Norin's getting, she turns to Juzo, since he's kind of like seemingly kind of like her, one of her few friends at school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like secret friends, I guess. And she's like, he's actually my boyfriend. Everyone's like, what the heck? Not gonna lie, I kind of am looking forward to seeing where that goes. Just one of those kind of, and I immediately went, of course I would like, or like that kind of situation would be something that I think would be entertaining, because what was a series that I really enjoyed and bought every single manga of to finish? Nisekoi.
Yeah.
Got a pretend relationship. But yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Did I miss that part?
You must have, because that was like right at the end of episode 3.
Oh, is it after the credits?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, I think it is after the credits. I did not watch the after credits scene. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it's after the credits.
Okay. Yeah, everyone's going crazy over Norin, and then she's like, I actually have a boyfriend. It's Ogami-kun.
I'm watching it now. He's so caught off guard. I'm sad I missed that, actually. That's funny.
You're listening to me talk, and you're like, what is this guy talking about?
I was like, he must have started episode 4 or something, and then I'm watching episode 4, like the very beginning of it, and it's post this scene where she's like, I'm sorry, but like, can you pretend for a little longer? And I'm like, so that implies it already happened, but I don't remember it happening. That's exactly why I did not watch past the credits, which is a bad habit I have. Admittedly, I've missed some key details in other shows before.
Okay, yeah, because then I'm like, I can't remember if it was this one, but one of the shows we watched always had an end credits scene, or a scene after the credits.
I think Nippon had one.
Like, I'm also, it might have been the Villainess show that always had after the credits as well.
Oh, that one I wouldn't know, because I definitely did not watch after the credits for that one. So in episode 3, we get introduced to the siblings, right? So one of them helps him study a little bit in the diner, and they have that situation where the guy tries to get revenge on a bike or whatever, and Juzo's like, yeah, you're going in the river now. Hope that laptop's waterproof.
Yeah.
And then he introduces Juzo to his sister, who's in the home ec club, right? And she's trying to get him to join full time, and they make a little bet. I thought that whole thing was actually really heartwarming because he goes to the home ec. You know, he likes it, or he's seemingly like indifferent to it. He doesn't like or hate it, the actual like activity of cooking and making the miso soup or whatever. But then he gets home, or no, he's on a call, with his handler, and he's offering the miso soup and the food to the handler, and the handler's like, no, I've got an idea, right? Why don't you give that food to your family? And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I guess I will. He gives it to his ex-wife and daughter. And the moment that when they're both like, oh, the food's really, really good, like you should make more, and he's like feeling the feelings, man. He's feeling like accomplishment, you know, and just like hearing his daughter like talk about how she wants more of his food was, I think, like really, really heartwarming, and it convinces him to like lose the bet, right? And join the home ec club.
Yeah.
Which eventually leads him to get with Norin. It's one of those circumstances where, like, you know, it has there's a clear line to follow here. And what I mean by that is, like, it doesn't feel forced just to get like the characters together, right? It feels like, oh, Norin has the ramen shop stuff. She wants to get better at making ramen. Juzo because he met this dude who has a sister in a club, gets invited to the club, learns a lesson in like, you know, how good it can feel to feed your family like yourself with food that you've made of your own labor. And that's how these two characters get put in the same club, right? Some anime, they don't do as good of a job of like giving you those key points to and how the characters like end up together. So I think it was like that was really well done on the show's part, and I did enjoy that little heartwarming like lesson that Juzo learns. Tanner, is there anything else you want to talk about Kill Blue?
Not necessarily. I don't think so.
Tanner, is this a show you would watch 12 more episodes of?
You know, I actually would.
I am in the same boat. I actually, for a show that we almost didn't watch, I'm actually very glad we added it to the list. You know, an extra week helps.
True, yeah. No, I found it perfectly entertaining. It's just kind of like a lighthearted, just easy watch show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't need your like. I watched the dub of it, but there's enough action. There's not a lot of it, but
Sure.
like there is enough action where I'm like, oh, you know, yeah, put the controller down and there's enough moments where I went like, wow, I was not expecting that from this show, you know?
Yeah.
So Kill Blue, moving on to the end of season review. And that means Nippon Sangoku, Kill Blue, and wait, is that it?
That's it.
Are moving on to the end of season review. Joining the likes of Witch Hat Atelier, The Ramparts of Ice, Agents of the Four Seasons, Marriage Toxin somehow, and Demons of the Shadow Realm. I don't mean to talk shit on Marriage Toxin. I just find it funny that when we read the description in the season preview, I remember thinking like, yeah, there's no shot this show passed. It just sounded so cringe. But you know, it is what it is. So at the end of season review, expect full recaps / I don't know, pointed opinions for all those shows. Tanner,
Kevin,
could you please let the people know where to find us?
Of course. Well, apparently there's a lot of places now.
There are a lot of places.
Well, let's start with the original
OG.
one. That's right. So if you want to contact us, interact with us in any way, you can do so in a now multitude of places, one of which is on Blue Sky at Anime Gourmands. That's right. You spell gourmands the way you spell gourmands. We also have an Instagram account and a Threads account, which are kind of ish the same thing, actually.
Yeah, they are the same thing.
Threads is just a little more Twitter-like, I guess. At Anime Gourmands. And then was there another one, Kevin?
YouTube,
Anime Gourmands, where you can watch listen to our podcast, but then also Kevin's been a little shorts maker recently.
It's true. We got stylized shorts content.
Some of them pretty good. Yep.
So
You know,
I don't mean to toot my own horn. I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but like some of these are kind of bangers. No. I think, you know, so a good amount of effort was put into them. So if you enjoy them, please let us know.
Yeah. If, however, social media is not your thing, I feel like it's hard to avoid YouTube, but if social media is not your thing, you can also email us at animegourmands@gmail.com. And then if you're using a streaming, like a podcast streaming service specifically, and that happens to be Spotify, down below there is a comment section where we'd love to hear from you. That's also where we post polls, and probably is our primary way where you can easily get in touch with us.
Well done, Tanner. That is an excellent job, as you always do. I'm willing to tease it. We're doing the Blue Lock project soon. We're gonna have a little bit of a proof of concept thing popping up, I think, in the next week. So that's another reason to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're looking forward to World Cup kind of related content.
World Cup content.
Well, it won't be really World Cup content, but content inspired by the World Cup coming up. How about that? Well, my dog's begging for food, so I must go end this podcast now. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Waiter, I would like the check, please.